14 billion pounds of trash enter the ocean each year, and this is only going to increase with each passing year. Hi, my name is Natalia Okamura, and today I will be presenting some research on ocean pollution. This is a topic everyone can learn from because it's something that's ultimately going to impact all of our futures if nothing is done. In this presentation, I will be discussing different types of pollution pathways, different types of pollutants, and what this means for the future, and then I will do a quick summary at the end. Starting with my first main point, pollution pathways. This is basically any route that pollution or pollutants take to get to the ocean, and the two that I will be discussing are non-point source pollution and direct discharge pollution. Non-point source pollution, according to the EPA, is any type of pollution that ends up in the ocean without being directly dumped into the ocean. A good example of this is agricultural runoff, which is pesticides, fertilizer, and bacteria from livestock manure that gets washed away from farmland and then gets emptied into rivers and streams, and then ultimately gets released into the ocean. The second pathway I want to discuss is direct discharge, and this is exactly what it sounds like. According to Donald Bosch, this is when boats and other vessels are directly dumping sewage and other litter directly into the ocean. This includes industrial waste and any land sewage that gets directly dumped into the ocean as well. The second main point that I want to talk about is the different pollutants that exist in the ocean. The two that I want to go further in depth with are plastics and carbon dioxide. So plastic is a really big problem in the ocean, and according to the Ocean Health Index, 60 to 80% of all trash in the ocean is plastic. And according to Laura Parker, 15 million metric tons of plastic are in the ocean right now, and this will increase to about 600 million metric tons by the year 2040 if nothing is done. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, plastic is the most harmful pollutant in the ocean because it does not decompose. It can float around for hundreds of years and it can break into smaller pieces called microplastics. The second pollutant that I want to discuss is carbon dioxide. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, carbon dioxide is being absorbed by the ocean at a higher percentage. The ocean typically absorbs about 30% of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, but since levels are rising in the atmosphere, the ocean is absorbing more, and it's causing a process called acidification. It's decreasing the pH of the water, and it's mostly affecting hard-shelled organisms and corals. So lastly, I want to discuss what this means for the future. By the year 2050, there will be more plastic than there will be fish, according to the Future Agenda. So what does this mean for marine life, and what does this mean for human life? Well, for marine life, unfortunately, ocean pollution is the driving force of mass extinction. 700 different species are at risk to go extinct if ocean pollution continues at the rate that it's going at. For humans, this means an increase in health problems, since toxins such as oils, mercury, lead, and other heavy metals are being ingested and eaten by seafood and fish. Once we ingest that, then we're being exposed to those contaminants, and that can cause hormonal, reproductive, nervous, and even kidney damage. Those are just a few of many health problems that ocean pollution can cause. So what can we do to better the situation? It's not going to happen overnight, but there are some things that you can implement into your daily lives to help reduce the pollution that ends up in the ocean. So according to an article written by Brian Hutchison, some things that we can do include reducing the use of single-use plastic, learning how to properly recycle, because only about 9% of all plastic being produced is being recycled, and that's a very small percentage compared to the amount of plastic being produced. And the easiest thing we can do is to stay informed and spread the word. We can inform people about how detrimental ocean pollution is and hopefully get them on board with being part of the solution. So, to recap everything, I discussed some different pathways, including non-point source pollution and direct discharge, different types of pollutants, including plastic and carbon dioxide, and what this all means for the future. If we want a healthy and safe future, we have to take action now before it's too late. Thank you for listening, and these are my references.